let's go ahead and do just that. Let's speak with little Themis here to take on the first of the brand new Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker 8-player raids with a quest entitled Where Familiars Dare. Themis is eager to commence the investigation into Pandemonium. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefits. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I'd be loath to part ways from the falling star I had been waiting so long for. Alright. Originally I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. She had also noticed the anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, she eventually decided it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. So you'll use me basically as your decoy and feign innocence if things go wrong? I decided to go alone, but she left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend her meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. She does have a way of being right about these things. And so, even so, her hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I'm grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Angorsis. Well, this ought to be interesting. Yeah, will La Habrea even recognize me if he's the one who shows up? And if not, I'll have some choice words for him on Edie's behalf. And maybe even Matthias too. Let's see who we're talking to. Hello there. Hi. You with the creepy yellow eyes. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your Aether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Why do I feel like there's a caveat? Now that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigations together. It's like, of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You ought to heed the warden's instructions at all times. Alright then. Yeah, like, why is that? Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders, for their role with respect to the creatures within. And you'll tell me about it? Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea has deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study and turn them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I'll bet it is. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Yeah, like, oh no. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late? The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in ether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if there were anything worth worrying about. He's gotta think this over. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then. And as for me, I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? I know two guys who know him. Yeah. Oh, the stories I could tell you on behalf of Mathia and Needy. You aren't known for mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandemonium. The news that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Letha. Let us delay no further. Alright. Be on your way and we will follow. Go. So let's see if we can find the man himself. Yeah, because you can pretty much be sure that we will. Yeah, we are more than certain to cross paths with La Habrea, maybe even Yigayorn, because those two were working together in Heavensward. And of course, since combat will be essential, let's switch up. And we are coming in on the destination. Alright, here we are, Themis. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearance, but is it true that you too have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager. Or else, why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandemonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh? Teleport to Pandemonium? Yes. So let's see what we're getting ourselves into here. Well, it's very doom and gloom by the looks of it. Yeah, a whole bunch. This looks like a prison. A very fancy prison at that. But yeah, it definitely makes me think Underworld here, like I mentioned last night. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits for a moment that I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so great a portent as I imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and walls, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. So yeah, we gotta deal with it. Yeah, we gotta go past the two hydras holding spears. See all the hanging cells with spikes on the outside, I guess to deter people from trying to break into the cells rather than break out of the cells. Yeah, and even the chains are really fancy too. Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone, or something, is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Oh no. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. Yeah, let's have a look, shall we? The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out wherever they may be. You got it. However, there is something you must know. And what's that? Yeah, let's look at the spooky castle. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Yeah, I guess you have to do what you gotta do. Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Oh no. Yeah, we're angry, we're shocked at the same time. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it. But let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope I can rely on your strength to see us through. Yeah, I'll do what I can. This request doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest. Be reassuring with him. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. How so? Yeah. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your Aether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Oh, trust me, they won't be illusory. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Oh, hey there, Elizabeth. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Yeah, I know how this goes. Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless holes? Shall we find out? As we look at the creepy castle. So, Asphorelos, the first circle, the first of our 12 raids, and the first of the 4 for this section of Endwalker are now accessible. So, yeah, we're going in, baby. So, I did do leveling roulette just before I came on air tonight. Let's scroll over here to this part. Oh my... I can't even go in?! You have to be a minimum of 565. And I only tipped the scales at 561. No! And so now the moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Our journey into Asphodelos, the first circle of Pandemonium. The discovery of a crystal born from the far reaches of the ethereal sea, and the desperate plea contained within lead you once more to Alpus, where your trajectory quite literally collides with that of a young man named Themis. Like you, he is here for answers, seeking the source of an etheric disturbance culminating in loss of contact with a jail housing the ancient's most dangerous creations. It is this place, Pandemonium, into which you now descend. And to be here, you have to be no lower than 565. So for those of the people who did this barely meeting the requirement in the first couple of weeks and beating it, my hat's off to you. In fact, props to Twitter's been going crazy today with people who were able to successfully clear the Savage runs for the first time, because those got uploaded in the new patch yesterday. But now it's time to get my foot in the door for the first time. And so, within this ominous jail, we begin Asphodelos, the first circle, and await our first opponents. Possibly being chasing this guy, possibly, or this guy possibly turning into what we're fighting. Because remember that black mist. Oh, save them! I must! Okay, so he was turning himself into the boss. This appears to be one of the waters we seek, but I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him to his senses? You got it. We'll see while we do. Hey, you, with the chains all over your body. As Mr. Themis does his fancy thing, he's gonna imbue me with a special power, it seems. That power is to summon my 7 allies. Hello there, random strangers. Let's fight Asphodelos. Yeah, he wants to lay us low, but it's up to us to do that to him. And I imagine I do not want to touch the barrier, because I imagine it'll be instant death if I do. Now, who can I latch on to? How about the person who is dancing and who gave me their lovely little fancy partnering. Yeah, see how you're starting out. Yeah, trying to use that ball and chain of yours to really whack people. So I'll give it my all. And then load up. Whoa! Oh jeez, oh jeez. Yeah, don't shadow, please. Oh, got stack mech. And it seems if I follow the pack, I should be fine. Where's this one going? Everyone's flocking this way, but the summoner is dead. Well, so far the pattern is consistent. Now it looks like it's going to get heavy-handed, whatever that means. Well, standing our ground here. He's got in store next. Or he's got some elemental magic in himself. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be sequential. I gotta go wherever I have 3 circles of fire, so obviously I have to pay attention to what's above my head. Or I can get that completely wrong. Alright, so it's gotta be the opposite. Oh, but I'm stuck. Yeah, I need to cool down, apparently. Alright, so I was reading that backwards. But at least I survived somehow. I didn't die. I don't know how that happened, but hey, you will not see me complaining. You know, I was thinking I had to match, but no, it's the opposite. And now we've left the boss with no choice but to do something or other. Change the playing field. It's all based on where you're standing. If the chain has ice on it, we need to stand where there's fire. Now it's got fire, so we gotta stand in the ice. Alright, that's simple enough. Nothing we can't handle, nothing we haven't seen before. I'll lock you away once again. Okay, he's basically calling a shot right now. And now we're going over the other way. But we're still moving. Ow. Some of them stopped, but oh jeez. Yes. Yeah, you guys stay there. I'll just stay my gun. I hope I don't die. Thankfully I didn't, but now I have the stack mech. So team up with me. And so far we're doing pretty good. We've already got him to half health. What's he got in store next? He's got fire. Stand with his ice. Meanwhile, we're getting him to cool off by throwing him a whole bunch of Dragoon power moves. Slam Shut is his next move. And what's going to happen here? Okay. So he's out of that phase. Feeling overwhelming heat. Oh, jeez. So we're doing this again. Yeah, this should be fine. It is. So now I have ice. I want to go where there's fire. We gotta make sure we leave ourselves just enough space for the ice. Oh, but now he's gonna combo. He's gonna combo. Thankfully, though, I was standing on the right side. That was more lucky than anything else. He's definitely throwing his big ball and chain around. I don't know if this was a Canadian exclusive, but there used to be a boy band song, I think it was late 90s or either 2000s, with a song called Ball and Chain. But I can't remember the name of the group. I don't know if it was a Canadian group or if it was a British group or whatever. I might need to look into that when this is all over. Okay, we got more shining cells coming. I'm standing wherever everyone else says I should. Okay, so we're going back to the grid. He has ice, we need fire. Here's a little more battle lineage from me to you. Oh, it's still ice. It's still ice. Oh, but he's also comboing. Yeah, I didn't realize that until it was too late that he was doing a wombo. Oh, yeah, stand outside. Stackmat coming. Meanwhile, with things the way they are right now, might as well just hit the treble. And go. Oh gee, I was about to say, what element is next? Can't see it. Yeah, Titan is unleashing his Earth and Fury. Alright, he's going out of this phase again. But he's down to 5%, so there's not much left in the tank. Almost there. You're feeling overwhelming cold. Well, it doesn't matter how cold I feel. Because ultimately, we are going to get this guy to chill out. We got it. I mean, hey, I didn't die once. We're off to a good start. Well, of course, we all know that can change. It can change depending on who we're fighting alongside. But we'll take the nod of approval all the same. Alright, thank you there, Dancer, for allowing me to team up with you. Alright, so yeah, of course, it's the traditional pick one piece and you don't get anything else. Okay, I do want to try and get the ring. Because at the very least, that way I can be able to get myself up a little higher. I can get myself up to the next tier. Because I have 570 now and 560. Alright there, Themis. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your aether fought even more splendidly than I anticipated. Me too. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. You do pick 'em well. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I'll be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Yeah, let's go to cutscene and find out. So as we're chilling out waiting for him to come around. Yeah, Rika putting her hands on her hips, being all so strong. Yeah, what you looking at me for? Rika, he stirs! Well then, let's hear what he has to say. So I have to explain the situation to him. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation. Anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies, and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. Well, we're glad we could help you, sir. I am Asphodelos, a warder of Asphodelos. Asphorelos. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to figure out how to pronounce that. Pandemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? Can you not say? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence. Oh no! This is not good. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? First time, huh? No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They are selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. I wonder how loyal they were to him after you-know-what. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury. Then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the selfsame ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever they had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know of anything that may help, pray tell. Alright then. Yeah, so as Themis explains what's going on. Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. So yeah, what do you do? Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Every precaution possible? Or no? Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. Uh-oh. So I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. And so, all the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others, or not leave them behind. It's very brave of you, sir. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to themselves at all costs. And I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one. But please, say not a word of this to the Convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. That at least give you a hand? Forgive my rudeness, Asphorelos, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. Yeah, that's true. And so, that being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. And that's why I'm here. Ready to kick more butt. I knew you'd be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way towards encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. We'll do what we can to help make that happen. So you agree to help? Indeed I do. For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold, so for the moment time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Rika have set us upon. Yeah, that's me. Themis and Rika, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. That's why I'm here. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates in case Anya followed you out. And so, let's do it. Yeah, we've only breached the gates, but now we gotta go inside. So we'll take our 3,000 gil, 5 Quick Tongue Tier 9 materia, plus a choice of 3 Tier 9 materia from the Reds. We'll be taking some Heaven's Eye, which I have absolutely no intention to use because it's so much weaker.